Right, now this will tell us. And that's pretty conclusive. Still going. Close. I think he got it down.
How strong is he? Welcome back to the Pick and Go podcast, your one-stop shop for all things rugby union and certainly Super Rugby in this case. And, wow, episode 2, 2026, and he's found the office, he's found the studio. Piri Weepu, he's back. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me back, Paulie. It's great to be here in an office that's empty.
Well, as we record live, it's a bit of a storm outside.
It is.
I'd be surprised if Wellington Airport is open this morning.
I wouldn't want to be on a plane today.
No, if it is open, you wouldn't want to be landed. I'll give you the tip right now. We'll head up north, though, and welcome in our very good friend Ben Searle of Searley Talks Sport. Searley, welcome in.
Yeah, cheers. I do have to say, last week you were great with the run sheet, nice and early. This week, no run sheet. So we're back to the old ways. Look out, she's improv season.
Wait, did you get the run sheet?
What run sheet?
What? Yes, you did, because I see you've done some homework. So Searley got it too. He's just...
No, I think you
I didn't get a run sheet,
link.
mate.
Oh, did I see the wrong one?
You sent him the link to a different meeting time.
Did I?
So cheers for that, Paulie, mate.
You got the run sheet, Searley didn't. Oh, this is going to be good. So at least we know that this, for Searley, this is just going to be off the cuff, just what he thinks.
This is going to be interesting, but good.
Right. Let me find the run sheet now. What happened last week? Were you playing golf?
Hey, what?
Yeah, well, you couldn't make it last week. So where were you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually up in at Te Aroe for the first time. Beautiful place. And the whole time I was actually just on the beach while the boys were on the field. So it was great watching them do really well.
You like the bunkers, do you?
I don't know if you call them bunkers, though, right? Like, they're like fairways anyway.
Oh, geez, trying to get out of it thinking that you're just a little, drop onto the green and you're back into the bunker. But it was good. I thoroughly enjoyed my time out there. It was a promo that I'd done with Christian Cullen.
How'd he go?
Oh, what do you reckon?
Really good.
Yeah. He did actually, but to be honest, it was quite funny because we got given polos. I was given a blue one and Cully was given a black one.
Yeah.
And the two boys that we played golf with, they all had, one had a black one and a blue one. So they decided to go with, we'll play black polos versus the blue polos.
Yeah.
The two in the blue polos were on double figures for handicaps. And the two in the black were on single figures. So we ended up beating them with about 3 to go. Cully wasn't happy. I'll tell you, he was throwing his toy. So he was, we're having another, we'll play off the stick now with the last 3 holes.
Last 3 holes.
But it was actually an awesome promo to do. They obviously had a few new products that they were wanting to get off the ground. A JPX driver, JPX1, so hopefully they can hook me up with one of them because they were pretty mint.
Bring me one.
No, I told you. What? They haven't sent me one. I just tried it.
Oh.
They brought the head to it and, yeah.
Said, here, have a practice with it, now give it back.
Pretty much. Moldy boy was trying to figure out how we could keep that one in the bag. Didn't work, but well.
Just put the new head cover on your old driver, give that one back.
Oh, he was pretty quick to change it.
Righty-ho. Let's get on to some birthdays. And funnily enough, Christian Cullen, it was his birthday last week.
It was his 50th last week.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yep, and we played golf together for his 50th.
Gee, what a highlight for him.
Yeah, it was. We let him win on his birthday because it was on a Thursday at Pukekohe. So, it was a good little round with Cully.
Nice. Well, happy birthday to Cully and happy birthday to all the other rugby players out there who've got a birthday on today or in or around it. Geordie Barrett, of course, I don't know if we mentioned him last week. His birthday is on Tuesday this week. He's not 50 though.
He's spring chicken.
Yeah, exactly. And Georgia Miller, the star of the Black Ferns Sevens. In fact, she's the star of any team she's on at the moment. She is a fair income superstar. Her birthday was, I think, last week or the week before. So happy birthday to her. When's your one?
Ages away.
Oh, okay. I'll keep an eye on it.
When's yours?
Ages away.
I'll keep an eye on that too.
Yeah. Right. First part of the show, trading places. Last week we did rugby players who we thought would make really, really good cricketers because the T20 World Cup's on at the moment. And we came up with a few names. I think Jeff Wilson was right to the forefront there. Officer Tanu'u Jr., I think he's played cricket for Samoa. Geordie, we thought Geordie would go really, really good as a cricket player. This week, we're going to have a look at...
Did Goldie put his name forward for himself?
No, I put it forward.
Oh, are you sure he didn't put it down for
I
himself?
put it forward.
Oh, okay.
No, but he did have a few things to say about you. We'll get to that a wee bit later on when we get to the betting segment of the show.
Oh, no.
So this week, we're going to have a look at rugby players who we think would make it in winter sports. Okay? So winter sports, and there's a few events that we want to have a look at. The first one is the skeleton. Now, the skeleton is the one where they go head first on the luge down through the...
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
I thought you had some in your closet. Is it? I thought that's not. I thought that's where we were going with this one. My bad.
Going to be a long season, a long, long season. So the skeleton, we'll go with you first, Piri, so we can give Searley a wee bit of time to have a think about this one. Which rugby player, past or present, do you think would make a really, really good skeleton?
I went with Will Jordan because of his pace, and I know I actually had to Google what the skeleton
was.
Yes, and I actually watched that event the other week, and I was just like, what the heck? But I reckon Will Jordan, because of his pace, I reckon we'll get him off to a good start.
Yeah, nice. I do like that. I've gone with Cam Roigard. I think you've got to be your mind can never be thinking this is dangerous. And he's so close to the action in behind the forward pack that he's usually matched up against a number of guys who are quite a bit bigger than him. He's also got the physical ability, I think, to excel at the skeleton. So I got Cam Roigard for the skeleton. I also had a look at the luge, the one where they hang on to the bars and then they push themselves forward. And then I thought Tyrell Lomax would be really, really good at that because first of all, you need a bit of weight to get that momentum. As you know, E = MC squared. So to get we want someone, well, we don't want someone who's a lightweight. We need someone who's got some sort of weight and power as well. I think Tyrell Lomax would be a great luge for the New Zealand team. Searley, have we given you enough time?
Well, the skeleton, can you explain what's the criteria of a good skeletoner? Because much like Piri, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you have to have, first of all, some explosive speed because they're the ones who are like pushing the luge in front of them for the first 5 or 10 meters, and then they jump on head first, and then they're going down. So they have to have a certain amount of sort of coordination as well. So explosive speed and coordination.
I'll go Bodie Barrett then. I feel like he's quick off the mark. He's fit as not a massive body. So I think once he'll reach max speed quick and be able to fly through the air, aerodynamic. Plus he's coordinated.
Okay. The next event, the giant slalom. Now, you know what this is. This is where they're at the top of the hill and they got to come down the hill as fast as they can by going through the flags. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Who you got?
I went with D-Mac.
Oh.
He's pretty, sharp on his feet, explosive as well. And I reckon he'll sort of live on the edge there and try and go as hard as he can.
I can't believe this. I've also gone with D-Mac.
Hang on. I was just rethink my...
I went with D-Mac because if you watch him, he's fast, but he has the ability to change direction on a dime. And I think that would be a characteristic that you'd need to be a very good giant slalomer. I think he could down, whoosh, change direction, back the other way, back this way, that way. Yeah, D-Mac.
Hey, is it?
What, like that? Or like that?
Oh, my God.
Isn't it?
Searley, do you know what the slalom is?
Yeah, I do, and I'm not picking poorly, that's for sure. I'll go with Cheslin Colby. I feel like what you just described is Cheslin Colby in a heartbeat, so I'll go with him.
I like that one.
Yeah. Let's go with speed skating now. First of all, the long course speed skater. Now, these are the ones that they swap out. One goes on the inside, one goes on the outside. Then when they come around there for the first lap, then they swap.
No,
that's the long course.
That's the long course.
Yeah, long course.
What you said short. Okay, long course, yep.
Well, who you got for a long course speed skater?
I went with Richie because of his endurance. And I know that at the end, he'll give it everything to make sure that he finishes strong.
Yeah, I've gone with Artie Sarver once again. It's certainly for the further distances, up to the 10,000 meters long course, because you do need a motor. And one thing we do know, Artie does have a motor. And I think he's also very, very good on his feet as well. We've seen him play sevens before, so he does have a wide range of skills. So I'd go Artie Sarver for the long course speed skater. Searley?
Yeah, I feel like Richie McCaw's the answer here, right? He's into these endurance sports now. Pre-rugby Richie, at his weight he's at the moment, he could go for days.
I agree.
Short course. That's the one where
the Chinese girl,
where Stephen Bradbury, the Australian, he was last. Everyone fell over in front of him, and he won the gold medal. So it's that one where you're sort of leaning all the way round.
It's the same one that the young Chinese girl took off real early, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I went with Luke McAllister because of his big ass quads. Yeah, I expect the bro to have some bloody speed on the ice as well. Mm-hmm. He's not too bad on the old skates, but it's been a while. He's probably been on the skates, so I'd go with big tortilla legs, Luke McAllister.
Okay. Initially, I was going to go with Piri Weepu because you can't be tall to be a really good.
Oh.
What?
Keep going.
It's the sort of thing you can't be tall because you need to have a low center of gravity. Also, you're always sort of like leaning down, and you would have been doing a lot of that playing halfback, always leaning down, pick the ball up. So I thought you initially, and then I went, no, not sure about that. So I went with Leroy Carter because I think, similar to you, he's also not overly tall. He's got wonderful balance. I think he's the fastest man in the All Blacks at the moment, or in New Zealand rugby. And so I thought him with his speed, his not so tallness.
Oh, no.
And his low center of gravity, boom, I think he'd make a great short course speed skater. Yeah. Searley?
When I think of power and outside backs, I think of Caleb Clark. So I'm going to go with him. I'm not sure if he stepped on the ice too often, but he seems like one of those guys that can do everything. And if there's a bit of contact, he'll be able to stay on his feet as well. So I'll go with Caleb.
Right, last one, ice hockey. Who would make a great ice hockey player?
I've got two.
Yeah.
I've got Jerry.
Yeah. Oh, he'd be the enforcer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or Tupu Vai.
Yeah, I like that too.
Just to go out there and just smoke people.
In particular, first fives.
Right.
I think Jerry would have loved ice hockey.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you'd be able to do a mimi on the ice before the game starts.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd probably have to make sure that there's done that beforehand.
Nah, don't think you'd be able to do that.
Plus, Jerry's got good hands. I know he can throw them, so.
Yeah.
Chuck him off.
Chuck our gloves off. Let's go. That's good. I went with Dan Carter, not as an enforcer, but more as a centre. He reads the game so well. I think he'd do that. I think he'd set up a number of goals, assists. He'd be the assist leader for the season, I have no doubt in my mind, and he'd score a few goals himself as well. So Dan Carter for mine. Searley?
I've got Brodie Retallick, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, but to me, he just looks like an ice hockey player, right? So I would chuck Brodie in there. Guzzler, he wouldn't back down to anyone, loves the physicality, but he was also, like, he scores tries, he's good on his feet, he's well balanced, so he's got that enforcer plus skillful, and yeah, just the look of him, I could imagine him in the mixer in the ice hockey, eh?
Beautiful. Okay, I think we've come up with some bloody good ideas there for rugby players who could make it in the winter sport arena. Right, let's have a look at Super Rugby and week 1 under our belts, and let's have a look at the results. Highlanders with the Battle of the South, and they came up on tops over the Crusaders 25-23. We then saw the Waratahs take apart the Reds. Took them a while to get going, but when they did, whoa, they looked very, very good. Tars 36-12 over the Reds. And then on to Saturday, the Drua, who I thought were disappointing at home, especially at Lautoka, they went down to Moana Pacifica 26-40. The Chiefs Blues, the closest game of not the closest game, but I thought the most evenly matched of the round. Chiefs winning that one up at Eden Park, 19-15, and then the Force at home, but that wasn't enough for them. They went down to the Brumbies, 56-24. So let's have a look at the first game of the round, though, Piri. Highlanders Crusaders. Highlanders, of course, came into the game with a couple of significant injuries before the season actually got underway for them. Fabian Holland, Dylan Pledger, who were two of their best last season, have been two of the best for New Zealand rugby over the last season or two. But they got the job done, 25-23 over the Crusaders. Crusaders were big favourites to win that game too.
Yeah, watching that game was great, actually. First game up to watch. It was quite entertaining. I know it took about 30, I think it was close to 35 minutes of actually getting points. But both teams weren't really holding back in terms of the style of footy that they wanted to play. Everyone was pretty much putting their hand up in terms of probably what they've been practicing during the week, getting the combinations right. I thought the combinations went really well from both teams actually, and being driven down the right end of the field. So it was a great one to watch, especially for the first game up. Probably a couple of highlights would have been the speed of Tangita when he scored his try. To have that, there wasn't much room, but to have the confidence to try and skin someone within about 5, maybe 6 meters to the touchline, have that confidence and finish the job was outstanding. And then obviously the low try in the second half went for a few hands, but that offload from Tavatava Nawai was pretty hectic.
I'm glad you bring up Tavatava Nawai because I know he's a favourite player of Searley, and he had a massive influence on that game against the Crusaders, Searley.
Yeah, 5 months out of footy and you wouldn't have known it, right? And wasn't just his gameplay, his leadership as well. I think his offload set up that beautiful try for Jonah Lowe, but you can just tell the importance he has in this team, how much they look to him as well. And he's just always over the ball. He's always around the ball. He takes risks, but they seem calculated. I loved that game. I thought the new rules in particular were great on display in that one too. The free kicks instead of scrums at set piece at certain times. Like, it was a fast product. It was great to watch under the roof. We had a good crowd. We had momentum swings. I thought Will Jordan had pretty much won the Crusaders the game when he came on because he was outstanding. I thought Cam Miller might have cost them the game with that little chip kick, which would have been unfortunate. Will Jordan set off for about 60 metres off the back of that, but then he got his redemption. He got to clutch it. I just thought it was the perfect way to start the competition. Went right down to the wire. I think all the new rules worked perfectly, exactly how they wanted to. And we had an upset straight away, which is huge for the competition.
Searley said there were a number of momentum shifts during that game, and none more so than when the Crusaders brought on some of their big boys, the likes of Cody Taylor, the likes of Will Jordan. And when he came on, he certainly inserted himself into the game and really did bring the Crusaders right back into it.
Yeah, especially that long distance run, getting over the halfway line, and then I thought he should have held onto the ball instead of kicking it and chasing. But I mean, just the efforts that he showed up, coming on, injecting a bit of pace, a bit of energy, and trying to lift the team, and then obviously scored a try himself with one of his touches. So yeah, I thought all the leaders that come off the bench done really well for the Crusaders.
Let's move on. The second game of 2026 was an all-Australian affair, and the Waratahs, Searley, were way too good for the Reds. Initially, the bookies had the Waratahs as outsiders at home against the Reds, and the punters forced the bookies' hand. They had to move, and they moved the line significantly in this game. I can tell you the Tars winning was a horrible result for the bookies. But you were very keen on them. And in fact, you almost tipped out a same game multi for that match. But in terms of the Tars, super impressive.
Yeah, they were. And thank God I was watching that just relieved, because if you listen to last week's pod, if they'd lost, then I was on the chopping block. But I think that was the Tars that we love. When they're on, they score points. I thought their defense looked a whole lot better too. And that back three, Jorgensen and co, they can light you up from anywhere. They have the skill set to be able to play an exciting brand of footy, but at the same time, they took care of the core roles. And I think that's a big win for them first up too, to beat their arch rivals and another side that we expect to be really good in the Reds, and to do so fairly convincingly as well. I think it was a great result, and well done to any punters that got on early and got them at $2.10, $2.15, because that was one of the upsets of the round for sure, and I'm sure a lot of people would have capitalised on that.
Good luck to any punters. Good luck to all punters. Just about all of them were on the Waratahs, to be fair. So it was a very, very good result for them. We'll move on to the first game of Saturday, Piri. That saw Moana Pacifica travel over to Lautoka, to Fiji, to take on the Drua. And they got off to a quick start, Moana Pacifica. I've got to say, I was just a wee bit disappointed with the performance that the Drua put up. I thought Moana were going to struggle this season, certainly without Adi Savia, but boy, did they look good. They looked good throughout the game as well, and thoroughly deserved that win.
Yeah, they brought obviously their physicality, which we have seen, but also just their style of play that they're trying to show everyone. You know, a bit of flair, but not only the physicality. I mean, you thought you would have lost a lot of leadership from Adi not being there this year, but mate, I think their new captain was outstanding on the weekend. He got a hat trick, carrying the ball really well.
He's a bloody miracle.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, in terms of like going over there, it's not easy to go to Fiji and get a win. I don't think there's been many teams that have gone there and done that. So for them, for their first game up, to go to Lautoka and get the dub wasn't easy, but they got off to a great start.
Searley, usually the Drua, look, we know they'll throw the ball around, but they just seem to be so uncohesive. There was just the balls were just going to ground, and no one seemed to know what the game plan was at times. And Moana Pacifica took full advantage of that.
Yeah, they looked like a team that was playing their first preseason game, not the first round one game. I thought their set piece, like line-out time in particular, they got such an exciting team, an exciting backline with some great strike weapons. But if you're not taking care of the basics, you're not winning your set piece, then you've got no real opportunity to have a platform to launch off. So, yeah, they were probably the most disappointing team of the weekend for me, because in Lautoka, we've seen them turn it on so many times, but it was just one of those Drua days, right, where everything isn't going their way and they can look pretty average, whereas when it is going their way, they look like they could win the comp. And it's about closing the gap between those two performances. And unfortunately, yeah, they were off on that day, and every little 50-50 wasn't going to hand. They were forcing things, and yeah, their line out was a shambles.
Yeah. It takes me back to the Highlanders line out, which did improve during the game, but they certainly did seem to struggle without Fabian Holland in the middle of that line out there. But look, let's move on from that one because there's another New Zealand derby, later on Saturday night up at Eden Park. Blues hosting the Chiefs. And the Blues were outsiders in this game, slight outsiders. There was support for them, but in the end, the Chiefs just went a wee bit better. I wouldn't write the Blues off this season. They put some very, very good phases together. But the Chiefs, with that experience that they have, just with that wee bit better than the Blues. Pity.
Yeah, I think the physicality of this game was huge. Bosher was solid in terms of his ability to carry the ball, but on the other side too, on defence, he was quite physical. And then I thought Quincy Pye was amazing for them. I know for him to go up against the vet and Piri Weepu, who's come back from overseas, I thought there was an awesome battle between the two. And I just felt that game was pretty much after the day before, the night before with the Landers and the Crusaders. I think this season's going to be a tough one to decide out of the New Zealand derby who's going to win, because both games, to me, with the physicality on both sides of the ball, was huge, and like you're not giving away too many points on the defensive side. So it's around who makes bad judgment calls and doesn't quite, hit the mark on defence. So, I mean, there's a couple of good tries, through a little bit of power, but not only that, some of the lines that were run from Sullivan to score his one, and then also Ratama to close it out, was awesome.
Yeah, positives to take out from both sides, Searley. It was a close match and it could have gone either way. But it's amazing the number of sort of individual battles that there are, not just between the two teams, but within the team. There's a bit of depth on both sides in certain positions. I think if you look at halfback for the Chiefs, they've got a fair dinkum goldmine there at the moment.
Yeah, they do. I think Cortez had great impact. Xavier Rowe, I was worried for him when he picked up that early injury, but I think even he knows there's a battle, right? And he was like, look, I've got the start here. I'm not going to give it up easily. So he managed to push through. But yeah, this game was an interesting one for me. I feel like the Blues were the better side for probably 80% of that game. They just couldn't capitalise a lot, whereas I feel like the Chiefs made the most of their opportunities. I thought Tupou Vaa'i was outstanding in the locks. Controversial try. We saw that disallowed the night before in that Tars Reds game, and I'm sure by the letter of the law it was a try, but a lot of Blues players and fans were a little confused by that one. Stoked that the Chiefs picked up the win. I just thought this game didn't flow as well as the Highlanders Crusaders. A lot more kicking, a few more handling errors, but at the same time the physicality was massive, so you can see why. I thought Torian Barnes as well, like everyone's rapping him as a future All Black, and to be in that wider squad, to be picked up in that Super Rugby draft, and then to start the first week in the 6 jersey, keep a guy like Segner on the bench and put in a performance like that is just massive for a 22-year-old. So he's got a huge future as well. Big body, physical. He could well be one of those guys that throws his hat in the ring to wear the 6 All Black jersey in the next couple years.
You brought up Tupou Vaa'i earlier on in the podcast, Piri, and he was super impressive in that match, picking up a try. But he was part of a Chiefs forward pack that looked very, very good early on.
Yeah, I think, when you've got a battle like that, up front is where most games are usually won, and getting in there and doing all the hard work, going into dark places as they call it. So for him to actually not only be physical, like Shirley said, that controversial try that he scored, but not only that tip that he gave later in the game shows the style of footy that they want to do. They don't want to just use him as a battering ram. They want him to use his skill a bit more as well. And then not only that, you've seen him fly into bloody clean outs and on the defensive side too. So he was huge for them, but not just him. I think the pack in general from both sides was pretty good.
Right. The final game of the round was another All-Australian affair. We had to head all the way across to the western side of Australia where the Force hosted the Brumbies. And I guess before the season started, you might think that the Force will be a very, very tough proposition at home. But let's not forget, Searley, this is the Brumbies. They have been the best Australian side consistently over the last probably 20 years. You might even go all the way back to the beginning of Super Rugby. The only thing you can say about the Force is you're always likely to see Carlo Tizzano score a try.
Yeah, great for the bets, great for my fantasy team, but yeah, shame on me for betting against the Brumbies week 1. I dared to dream that the Force could get it done. I just thought the Brumbies had lost a few important players, kind of talked myself into the Force at home to pick up an early win after they looked all right in the preseason. And to be fair, they looked all right to start the game, but then the Brumbies' quality just shone through. And I think they're a team every year, right? You have to pencil them into your finals calculations because they are so consistent. They always get written off, in particular by Kiwi rugby fans, because they don't play the most exciting brand. But what they do well, they do extremely well, and that always sees them compete, at least.
Right, I think that's it for week 1. Why don't we have a look forward to the second week and have a look at a few of the games that are coming up. As we record this, we're recording early this week because I'm away for the rest of the week.
Must be nice.
Busy. So
Yeah, we'll talk about that soon.
Okay. Let's get to the first game. So there are no odds out right now for any of the games coming up. So we're flying blind slightly, but let's have a little go at a preview of some of those games. And the first game, Friday night, the Hurricanes up against Moana Pacifica. Now, I would expect the Hurricanes to be double-digit favourites here, but I'm guessing that we might get a wee bit of support for Moana Pacifica after the performance that they put up against the Drua in round 1. Piri?
Yeah, this is a tough one because this is pretty much their first game for the Canes. And Moana have obviously had played in the first round. You could almost say that it probably wasn't the game that they really wanted. They wanted probably a more physical game and a close one, just to help them progress into this week's game. But I mean, they were looking confident in the way that they were playing. So this is going to be a tough one because this is technically first round for the Canes. So I'm tipping that it's going to be I'm undecided. I'm sitting on the fence in terms of the outcome here because the way that Moana played on the weekend, and we haven't had a proper look at the Canes in terms of competition. So yeah, bit nervous.
Searley, are you also a wee bit wary of how Moana Pacifica might go this Friday down here in Wellington?
I am, due to the fact that Piri mentioned, it's pretty much the Canes' first hit out. The last time we saw them play was 2 weeks ago and they got done by the Chiefs, right? And it was pretty convincing. The second factor that makes me a touch nervous is this Ruben Love injury news with his ankle. We don't know how bad it is. He says he'll be back soon. Is soon this week or is it Brett Cameron at 10? Still a great player, by the way, so he's still a handy player to have slot in there, but it would be unfortunate to not have Ruben Love out there. And I do think off the back of beating the Drua in Lautoka, like Moana must be pretty excited around the thought now to go down to Wellington and try and knock them off because that is 2 tough road trips, and if you can walk away with 2 wins from that, you'd be stoked. So weather dependent, I think the weather will play a big factor. If Welly dishes up its typical doozy, then that could play a big part too. I think the Canes win, but I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think with Pellegrini and that there, Moana have shown that they can play. They can take on these top teams and compete, and I don't expect this to be any different. Canes 1-12, I reckon.
Well, it is saying chances of a little bit of shower.
Oh, just a shower.
Yeah, just a little shower. It's turning to a southerly in the evening, so it might be a bit cold for the boys up from the north.
Certainly coming from the humidity of Fiji back to the mild climate of Wellington. It might be a bit of a challenge. If we look at the Hurricanes' team, and it hasn't been named yet, obviously, but potentially we'll have an All Black midfield pairing there of Geordie and, Proctor, Billy. I was thinking Piri Weepu for a minute there.
I didn't want to say anything. I just want you to pause this one up.
So if we look at the possible makeup of the Hurricanes team, it should be fairly strong.
Yeah, well, especially, obviously, Searley just touched on Ruben. So hopefully we'll find out, I guess, maybe Wednesday, Thursday. They usually name their team on a Tuesday, in-house. Most teams do, and then we'll find out on a Thursday. But, it'll be, I reckon it'll be a pretty strong team. It's just whether they can get rid of the errors that they had against the Chiefs a couple of weeks ago out here in Porirua, and then play the style of footy that we know that they can play. I know there's a few things that they've been working on from watching some of the preseason games. So hopefully they can get rid of the errors and finally pull continuity together and get them down the right end of the field and just apply pressure.
Well, let's hope for a good start. Well, Hurricanes fans will be hoping for a good start. What did Tyrell say? What did you say?
I haven't spoken to him yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, might have to flick him a text.
Yeah. Okay. Second game up for round 2. The Waratahs host the Fijian Drua. After that big win by the Waratahs over the Reds, they will be very, very hot favourites here, Searley. But surely the Drua don't put on 2 poor performances in a week, or is it the fact that they're away from home might just be just a little bit too much for them to sort of surely they improve on what they did last weekend.
Yeah, I think they will improve, but their performance last week at home has me a little worried for them this season, to be fair. I just think if they're not going to nail the fundamentals when they come up against some stronger 4-packs as well than what they faced on the weekend, then they could be in real trouble. And I think what we saw from the Tars was that they can execute those things, and then they've got X Factor out wide to unleash and make you pay. So I think the Tars at home get it done fairly easily as long as they are in the mindset of trying to improve on last week and build. They're not going to rest players and think that this is a win banked, because that's when the Drua are dangerous. But I just think the Tars will be too well-rounded and too clinical with some good strike out wide, and they'll put them away. I don't know, that Drua performance, if you're losing like that in Lautoka, then I'm a little bit nervous.
Right, big matchup on Saturday night. The Highlanders, 2 unbeaten teams. The 2 of the teams that won in round 1 will be facing each other. Highlanders up against the Chiefs. Huge game here, Piri. Can the Highlanders continue on this winning way?
Oh, you know what? I like the look of the Landers this year. It's totally different to what I've seen in the past. I feel like they've got a good balance. I know they've had a few young boys come through last year, and they've sort of been given their taste of Super Rugby, and now it's their chance to shine. So I reckon this will be a close game, but I feel like the Landers might just get the job done, even though I know it's not going to be easy. Chiefs are pretty hot in terms of their win over the weekend as well. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I feel like Landers are looking really well at the moment.
It'll be interesting, Searley, to see what odds the bookies come up with for this game. Prior to the season starting, I would have said that the Chiefs will be favourites here, and they'd probably be a 4 or 5 point favourite down in Highlander land. But after that, that win against the Crusaders, the Highlanders are saying, don't forget it. As you say, Cam Miller got that penalty under pressure. It was great to see. He'll have a bit of competition next year if he's still around with Josh Jacob moving south. But can you see the Highlanders building on that win from last week?
Yeah, they're a reasonably young team still, and I feel like we talk about that all the time when we mention the Highlanders, but young guys with confidence off the back of a big win, knocking off the defending champions, it does make them dangerous, and their style of play suits being under the roof. They like to throw it around. They're not afraid to offload, post-contact, things like that. I was really impressed with their forward pack, who perhaps doesn't have all the household names like a lot of other super sides do, but geez, do they compete the whole time. They've got a massive task this week, matching that Chiefs pack, and if Damian McKenzie and co are back, then I think they will certainly push the Chiefs to more favourites. I expect the Chiefs to be favourites, but if they're giving them a 5-point head start, I'm jumping on the Highlanders plus 5.5. I don't think it'll be that much. I think the bookies will be reasonably wary. I expect this to be a very close game, and I'm excited to just see the skill set on display and some of the individual matchups, right? Tavatavanawai up against Quinn Tupaia. Like, it's all across the paddock. There's going to be some guys out there like Tangito up against any of those Chiefs wingers. There's some potential early season All Black auditions to impress whoever this new coach is, and I think it's a good time to make a statement early on.
The new coach might actually be at the Highlanders Chiefs game. Just don't know. What have you heard?
You haven't applied for the role yourself, Paulie?
Yeah, aren't you on a golf trip?
Yeah, I'm too busy.
Is that you trying to de-stress yourself from applying?
You just take yourself out of the situation. You heard anything from Jamie?
No.
Okay. All right.
He'll definitely be giving it the off. You're no good to me. Get out of here.
Right, yeah. Well, I did ask one of his old teammates from the Otago Highlanders days. And he said nothing. So I don't know what's going on.
Oh, he'd be pretty tight-lipped, I reckon.
Yeah, he usually is anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
But he seemed very, very happy after the result of round one against the Crusaders, and rightly so. Later on Saturday night, the Force, they're still at home. They're taking on the Blues, who will be looking to pick up their first win of the season. Interesting matchup, this one. But Searley, after the Blues were right. As you say, the Blues probably played the better rugby for more of that game against the Chiefs than the Chiefs, but just weren't able to convert that into points when they needed to. But they should take a whole heap of confidence over to the Force.
Yeah, it's like one of those frustrating losses that doesn't feel like a loss, but unfortunately it is, and it's one that you probably deserve to pick up and potentially could change the outcome of your season, right? But I do expect them to be too good for the Force. Just watching that game, like the physicality and stuff was just on another level to where the Force appeared to be at. And I think that 4-pack in particular is going to eat them up. It was great to see Stephen Petafeta out there playing well, Zahn Sullivan, their game drivers, Finn Christie. I thought Finlay Christie had a good game as well. I just think, I expect all New Zealand teams to be a step up too much for the Force. I know it's a complete backflip on what I said last week, but I've seen enough, and I think the Force are going to be the Force again, and I think the Blues will go over there and get the job done. So watch the Force win this week, just to really throw a spanner in the works.
You're going to put back to Zano for another meat pie.
Oh, mate, did you see, as soon as it gets within 10 metres, no one else is touching the ball. The bloke loves it.
Do you agree with Searley there, Piri, that we put the line through the Force now? He's done and dusted, no more back in the Force this season? Or are you still hopeful that they'll be able to bounce back?
I reckon they'll be able to bounce back, but I don't know if it'll be this week against the Blues. Just the way in terms of they played. Like Searley said, it's one of those games you play all the footy, but you lose the game, and that one, that's a tough pill to swallow, that one. So, knowing that you can actually play good footy, good quality footy, and not come away with the win, if you can back that up the following week, which I presume that the Blues will, because that'll be a tough loss for them, wanting to impress over there in Perth. So, I reckon the Force will get a win, but I don't think it'll be this week.
Right. Searley, just on that, Stephen Petafeta, you impressed with how he went first up?
Yeah, I like listening to him talk and stuff. It sounds like he's had a pretty tough time with his injuries, off-field, mentally as well. So I think a massive relief for him to be able to go out there, to run the cutter, put in a strong, solid performance, and just get through the game without any injury worries, and get that validation, right, that you still belong at that level and your body's still capable. And he's another one, like, geez, we're stacked with talent for this All Blacks picture, but he's another guy that can play 10-15 at a very high level, and will be hoping that he can get back to that level. So, yeah, I was just more stoked for him. It's like a feel-good story within the first week where you're just hopeful that they'll get through unscathed and play well, and that's exactly what he did. And I think his game will just keep going to another level. He's a classy player that I think people often just overlook.
Let's move on to the final game of round 2, Piri, and it's a Sunday afternoon kickoff for the Crusaders, who host the Brumbies. This is you could say this is one of the traditional Trans-Tasman matchups. These two teams have had some great old battles over the last 30 years, but the Brumbies, coming off that big win, they will certainly won't go into this game with any sort of trepidation. I'm sure they respect the Crusaders, but you never want to meet a Crusaders team, I would say, who have lost the weekend before.
When it's close to, not if it was hiding, then you definitely got their heads down. But I feel like this is a good one to watch on Sunday because Brumbies, we've seen what they bring, quality. Let's just hope that they don't let the Crusaders get off to a quick start, because we know what they're like. If they can keep them close to a few points in that first half, that's when they start sort of opening up in the second half, where they swing the ball around a bit more. They see opportunities, whether it's through players being tired or not. But I mean, their back three's been dangerous the last couple of years, and not only that, their pack. I'm pretty sure their pack will chance their arm and try and come over here and try and bully the Crusaders, which we know is not easy to do. I mean, I've played against the Crusaders, and the best way to try and beat them is to move them around a bit more, or try and beat them up, which is hard to do because they're so physical, understand their roles in their pack. So, this could be an opportunity early for the Brumbies to try and strike while they're up. But in saying that, I mean, Crusaders won't be overly down on the efforts, because they knew that they put a good solid effort out on the weekend.
Searley, surely the Crusaders, the defending champions, don't start the season 0-2. Surely not.
As much as I'd love to say they do, I don't think they will. I think Will Jordan and co will start this week, right? And they'll roll out their best available team, and they will get the win at home. If this was in Canberra, that would make it even more interesting. I think the Brumbies' best chance, like Piri said, is to make it a dogfight, set piece. Brumbies so good at that rolling maul style of footy, so they'll be looking to shut it down a little, whereas the Crusaders, with those exciting outside backs, they'll be looking to open it up a touch. So it's going to be a good watch, like the battle of the loose forwards. I thought Ethan Blackadder was outstanding on the weekend, so keen to see him rip in against a couple young Wallaby loose forwards, Valentini and co. So again, some great individual matchups across the paddock. I think the Crusaders get it done in a tight one, but like the physicality in this one, set piece, it's going to be a really good watch and a great matchup on a Sunday.
Nice. Let's have a look at last week's betting before we move on to this week's betting.
Wait, are we like clean slate from last year?
Yeah, clean slate.
Not going to the debt collectors.
Well, what we are doing this year is we're going to have a best bet bundle every week on the Pick and Go. Last week, we all three of us put our 3 best bets in, put them in a little multi, and I do believe when we did that, Jeff Wilson said, well, thank goodness Piri's not here, otherwise the multi would fail. And
sad guy.
Well, he is
probably not wrong.
He is a sad guy because his was the leg that failed out of the multi.
Oh, good.
If we have a look at the best bet multi, Searley said Chiefs to win at $1.50. Yep. I said Waratahs plus 3.5 at $1.90. Yep. And Jeff said Drua to win at $1.33. So he had the lowest odds and failed. And we also mentioned there might be a forfeit for the worst punter in the best bet bundle at the end of the season. I suggested that the worst player would maybe take the rest of the team out for a round of golf. So if it's Jeff, who's the worst player, he's going to take us to Te Aroha.
Yes.
I said if you're the
Let's
worst
hope,
one,
let's
yeah,
hope.
we're going to Wainui.
Nothing wrong with Vainu. Maybe when it's dry. Not in this weather.
Right. We also will be doing a best head-to-head for the week, a best line or point start, a best anytime try scorer, and a best winning team and margin bet for each week. Last week, Jeff went with the Drua as his best head-to-head, lost. He then went with the Highlanders plus 7.5. Nice. That was a win. He then went with Carlo Tizzano to score a try at $2.30. Bang, win. And his winning team and margin was the Brumbies to win by 1-12. Unfortunately for him, they absolutely smashed the Force. Searley, his best head-to-head was also the Drua. So he went with Jeff there, and that was a loss. His best line, Waratahs plus 3.5. Yep, nice. His best anytime try scorer, Max Jorgensen. Yes, another win. That was at $2.10. His best winning team and margin, the Waratahs to win by 1-12. Once again, underestimated just how good they were going to go. So unable to get a win there. My best one, head-to-head, Chiefs at $1.50. That was a win. Best at the line was the Tars plus 3.5. That was a win. Anytime try scorer, I went with Kyron Tamoifalau. Well, he hardly touched the ball, so he's not going to be scoring a try, is he? That was a loss. And my best winning team in margin was the Drua to win by 1-12. That was no good. So let's get on to this week. And as I say, we are flying blind here, unfortunately, because there are no odds out whatsoever. So just off what you think might happen this week, Piri, what is your best head-to-head?
Blues.
Blues to beat the Force?
Yes.
Yeah. Gee, I tell you what, I don't mind that at all. Searley, your best head-to-head?
Crusaders to beat the Brumbies.
Woohoo! 2 wins, 2 New Zealand teams. I'm going to go with... Yeah, I don't believe it. I'm going with Piri here. I'm going to go with the Blues to beat the Force. Oh, my goodness. This is crazy. Okay, your best point start or line bet, Piri, and obviously we don't know what they are, so we are really flying blind here.
Yeah.
Well, what do?
You go Tars.
You're going to go
Yeah.
Tars minus the points. They'll be favourites at home against the Drua. I just don't know by how much. So you're going to go Tars minus. Searley, your best.
I'm gonna go Highlanders. I'm assuming they're plus.
Right. Okay. Highlanders plus. And I'm going to go, oh, gee. I'm going to go
Moana plus.
I'm going to go Crusaders minus. I'm going to go, because I think that the Crusaders are going to start closer to their top 15 than what they did against the Highlanders. So I'll go Crusaders minus. They will want to bounce back and bounce back big time. So I'll take a minus. I'm hoping that the bookies will keep them fairly close together, just on what the Brumbies did in week 1. But we'll wait and see. Anytime try scorer. And we really are flying blind here because we have no idea who's playing. But Piri?
I might go with I'll go with Tangito.
Caleb Tangito.
Yep.
To score another try for the Highlanders down that right wing.
I think if he gets a sniff and there's an opportunity for an out-and-out foot race, I think he'll skin pretty much the person trying to chase him. Not going to be easy because I know the Chiefs have got some pretty quick bloody back three themselves.
Well, like you say, he doesn't need much room to get to that try line. So it's not the worst. Don't mind it at all. Searley, your best anytime try scorer bet for week 2.
I'm going Asafo Amua to crash over against Moana.
Oh, yeah. He'll be third or fourth favourite, I would think, in that anytime try scorer market. He might even be a wee bit closer. Yeah, I don't think we'll get too big. The odds won't be that big on Asafo. So Yep, I do like it though. I'm going to go with the Blues. I'll stick with the Blues, and I'm going to go with Caleb Clark to dot down for the Blues against the Force.
Well, you're not going to go with your number one man,
Who's my number one man?
Tizano.
Yeah. He probably will score a try, but I'll stay away. I'm going to go with Caleb. I did like the lines that Zahn Sullivan was running in week 1, and I think that will create space for Caleb, and he doesn't need too much space to be able to dot the ball down. Best winning team in margin now, Piri.
I'll go Landers, 12 and under.
Landers 1 to 12.
I'll give it a, yep.
Go for that.
I've got to have a crack at it.
That won't be, that'll be paying some very nice odds there. Searley's going to go with the Force 1 to 12.
What, 1 to 12 wins in the season? I'll go unders. I'll go none. I think it'll be paying not a lot, but I'm going to go Waratahs 13 plus.
Yeah, fair enough. I am going to go Hurricanes 1 to 12 against Moana Pacifica.
That was the other one I was looking at.
Yeah, I just think that the Canes, this is their first game of the season. They might just be a little bit rusty. Moana Pacifica showed they had some combinations going very, very nicely against the Drua. Now, look, they won't. I would think that the Hurricanes defense will be a lot more sturdier than the Drua were. But I certainly think Moana Pacifica can keep this game close, and wouldn't surprise me if Miracle Whailangi will dots down and adds to that. What do you got? Hat-trick in the first. Jeepers creepers. That's sensational.
Pretty quick down that left edge too, he was.
Yeah, very, very good. Oh, yes, he was. Yeah. No, right. Best bet bundle now. So now I want your best bet. It can be one of the bets you've already chosen if you want. But this will be our little leg up best bet bundle multi. And don't forget, last week it failed because Jeff Wilson was no good.
He was tipping the Highlanders left, right, and centre too. I can't believe he didn't back that
And
in.
he didn't know for his best bet, especially plus 7.5.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I'll stick with the Blues.
Blues to win.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. Damn, I'll have to go somewhere else now.
That's why I was looking at everything. We'll just go safe here.
I'll get him before Paulie and go Crusaders to win.
Oh, I'm going to go. I'm going to. Those were the two. Those were the two ones that I was going to.
We know.
Oh, I don't want to be the weak link here. I'm going to go. Do I go real short? No, I can't do that.
You could go Tars 13 plus. It has to be the 13 plus.
I was thinking of doing that, and do I just go with the Hurricanes to win at $1.03 or $4? No, they won't be that short. I'm going to go. Yeah, I'll go Waratahs to win by 13 or more against the Fijian Drua. Oh, please help me out here. That's it, I think, for another week of the Pick and Go. What are you up to this weekend?
Not a lot, actually. My two boys have got Interclub. Not against each other, thank goodness for that. But that's about it, really.
Oh. What about college footy this year? Hasn't started, but
no, it hasn't started yet. But we've already started pre-season training and trying to get the boys a bit bigger because our boys aren't the biggest guys on the field. But as long as we can sort of put a little bit of size on them and help them out, and we've been getting in the gym, doing a bit of cardio stuff and skills. So yeah, just chipping away nicely.
And that's the Wellington College.
Yeah, Wellington College.
Wellington College. Right. Searley, what are you up to this weekend?
Trying to lay low, watching all the sport, a bit of golf on Saturday, and yeah, nothing too crazy. Just enjoying the free weekends before preseason games start. Obviously not playing, but still have to be there in this coaching gig, which was part of the T's and C's I didn't really read over, I just thought I rocked up to training, yelled at some people, and then that was my job done, but... Nah, so yeah, just banking the weekends before that gets underway.
Beautiful. I think that's it for...
No.
What?
What are you up to this week? Isn't there a cup? Was it the Willie Shaw Cup this week?
Oh, well, that's why we're recording early this week because
is that why we're doing it on a Monday, not a Tuesday?
I'm away.
You can go play golf with the lads. Is that why?
This is a serious tournament, Searley. It's the Willie Shaw. It's the 30th year for this tournament. We're away to Kirikiriroa, up to the Tron, and we'll be playing Cambridge, Tieki, Te Awamuru, and Tieki again. 4 rounds over 4 days. A little bit of drinking. So just hoping that I don't come last. That's all.
What are you talking about? I got odds that you were the favourite, paying at $1.05.
Gee, I wouldn't put Searley's money on me to win fair dinkum. I am no chance. There's too many burglars there. Too many burglars.
Oh, I think we're looking at the biggest burglar.
Is there a nickname that they call you to?
Not that I know of.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I got told it was no-no.
What?
I got told it was no-no.
I can validate that too. Playing golf with the bloke, he hits it out the middle, his best drive of the day, and he's like, oh, no.
See? Even Searley knows.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Yeah, AI. Don't worry about it. Okay. That's it. Now, hopefully we'll be successful in terms of our punting this week, and we'll come back with a best bet bundle multi-collect. And hopefully if you're going to have a go, you find a winner or two. Don't forget, R18, bet responsibly. But that's it for this week. Thanks to Searley for once again joining in. Thanks to Piri for finally joining the team. And,
Finally, it's like you acted like it was. I've been away for like 5 weeks. We've all been away for 5 weeks, but hey.
And thanks to everyone out there for tuning in and watching and or listening. And we will be back next week with another edition of The Pick and Go.